I had something really odd happen the other day. I was walking down the street and a man approached me and he said, "Hey, I'm going to take your job." And I said, "Well, I'd like to shake the hand of the man who's going to take my job." And he reached out and he had 97 fingers. That's right, the man coming to take my job was not a man at all, but in fact an AI recreation of a man. Today we're exploring if AI is better at realtors' jobs than realtors are. And I know what you're thinking, hey, don't I have a huge freaking bias in this? Yes, I do, but it's okay, I also like realtors a lot. Let's begin our journey by asking, what is AI? We won't ask ourselves this because we are idiots. Instead, we're going to ask Ryan Boucher.
AI is, in layman's terms, a learning model that you can use to pull from knowledge from all over the place and then turn into different uses for things. Some of the more popular ones are things like ChatGPT, which is a language model, and then various graphics AIs, including Midjourney that will create graphics for you, and even Adobe Photoshop now has AI in it for helping to fix or completely change images and things like that too.
Wait a second, did the light quality in here change? Did my hair change? Have I shaved? No, you're wrong about all of that. It's just 1 second since I recorded the last bit of me talking, and I definitely have not slept since then. Now that we know what AI is, let's go ask a bunch of realtors if they think AI is going to replace them. I want to throw on a caveat here, not about the obvious bias, but rather, I recorded this at an event where there's a lot of background noise, and it's not very well done, and there's sort of an undercurrent story to this entire production of I'm a bad filmmaker who makes bad decisions. But let's go see the surprising answer to, is AI going to replace realtors?
No, I don't.
Well, not 100%, not completely.
I do not.
Okay, so that wasn't too terribly surprising, but I did get a couple answers that were a little more surprising than that.
I think that it might replace some aspects of it.
Well, as in all things, I think AIs can replace a lot of things.
I think it's going to replace the bad ones.
I think that realtors that don't embrace AI will be replaced, but I don't think AI will replace realtors.
Let's hope so.
Artificial intelligence has indeed made significant strides in various fields, including real estate. While AI can assist in tasks such as analyzing market trends, recommending properties, or even automating some aspects of the buying and selling process, it's unlikely to completely replace realtors.
The remainder of this video is going to be a Thunderdome in which human realtors take on AIs in a battle to the death. Here's the problem. AI can't die because it's not technically alive. First, I want to concede a couple things that computers are way better than realtors at right now.
Something like a property search, like using MLS. Like, this is where an LLM is going to shine just absolutely just fantastically. Because MLS is a structured data set, it is extremely easy to output MLS information into a JSON format and then provide that to the LLM as context. And it can sort through and give you data and give you analysis based on that.
I think that we could use AI in doing a lot of the searching work to help us out and then bring all the results to us.
Computers, not necessarily AI, but computers are definitely way better at searching the MLS than humans ever were at searching the property book. Right now, a realtor can pull up the MLS, put in their client's parameters, pull up a bunch of houses, and send that list to their client. They can also set an automatic thing that used to be called a hot sheet and is now boringly called a listing alert that will automatically send data to either them or their client every day. It can go up to every hour, but nobody actually wants that, I found. Now, what I found in my experience is that people don't actually know their real parameters when they start looking. Everyone kind of knows their parameters, which is why there's actually, I think, a really important human element to this part of it. But remember that, because I think that's going to build up to an important thesis at the end here.
Today, at this moment, AI would be very good at generating written content and also putting together imagery. And it could do it faster than humans could, for sure. If you want a whole written paragraph about the home that you're listing, it's very easy to put a short description into AI and get very good creative descriptions out of it. In ChatGPT, for example. You could also use AI right now today to enhance photos of a home. It would be very quick and easy to do that with different AI tools. AI is very good at both of those things right now.
As for the photo thing, I actually have no problem with AIs just being more efficient at touching up photos. For ChatGPT writing your descriptions, I think that's evidence of something I've been saying for a while, that property descriptions are pretty useless and stupid. But that is a topic of a different, probably a short, and not really an entire essay. Actually, I think I just made my point right there. Maybe I'll clip this and make it into a short. The next thing I'd like to acknowledge is how unfair some of the tests I'm doing are. We're using ChatGPT to do a lot of these tasks, and ChatGPT was never designed to be your realtor. Now that we understand that disclaimer, people still talk about how wonderful ChatGPT is, how it passed the bar exam. So let's test it. I asked a bunch of my friends on Facebook, what tasks do you think realtors perform every day? I harvested their answers to that question, and then I got together with Peter, whom you've seen earlier in this video. He's a broker here at Keller Williams, and we got together and discussed ChatGPT's answers.
Yeah, so I am basically here to roast ChatGPT.
First, how do I know if a house is fairly priced? Comparable sales comps, market conditions, property condition, location, appraisal, market trends, seller motivation, negotiation, legal considerations. All right, initial responses, Peter.
If I was going to give it a grade, I'd give it like a C, maybe a B minus.
So in terms of fair market value, I for comps, yeah, I agree. Market conditions, yes, which is comps and market conditions are part of the same animal, but I'm okay with it separating those. Property condition, absolutely. Location, duh. Appraisal is hilarious because, obviously, if you get an appraisal, that's the fair value.
Yeah, so you hire a human to go out and do an appraisal.
Like if a client came to you and was like, hey, what's the value of my house? You're like, oh, hire an appraiser. Like, that's correct. And also, that's a stupid answer.
Well, the irony of it is, what is the appraiser going to do? Steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Comps, market condition, and property condition and location.
Seller motivation has nothing to do with fair market value.
Yeah, so you might get a better deal on a purchase because the seller is more motivated, or a worse deal because the seller is less motivated. But that does not speak to the intrinsic value of the home.
Yeah, and then,
or that it's fairly priced.
And amen to negotiation.
Yeah.
A negotiation can wobble a price, but it has nothing to do with fair market value. And then legal considerations. This one, depending on how ChatGPT explains, because if we're talking about like liens or something like that, I think that's interesting. But ensure compliance with local and state real estate laws. Like zoning. Sure. Yeah. Okay, I'll give that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's zoned where you can have a basement apartment versus zoned where it can't have a basement apartment, that might impact that.
Where you gave this a C, I'm going to give it a B. I think it's okay. Well, I don't know.
B minus.
I'll give it B minus.
That's okay. Consensus.
This one, I enjoyed this. This was actually a popular question on the Facebook thread.
Okay.
So on the Facebook thread, the prompt I gave, and admittedly I didn't give them a lot of time to work with this, was what questions would you ask a realtor in the course of a normal transaction? The idea being, could ChatGPT answer real questions that, boots on the ground realtors are getting?
Yeah.
And so a very common thread was, why should I pay you 3%, 6%, whatever? And so I like that, even though that's not testing the expertise of ChatGPT, I do think it is a fun theoretical. Like ChatGPT is now sitting in an appointment and
the client says, why should I pay you a percentage instead of a flat fee?
Yeah. So the question we asked is, why should I hire you a percentage commission to sell my home instead of a cheaper flat rate broker? Incentive alignment, marketing expertise, negotiation skills, market knowledge, network and connections, guidance through the process, time and convenience. So I do answer the question all the time, as do you. And I think there's very simple answers to give. And honestly, I might dip into some of these, because when I answer this question, I sort of go into, this is why you should hire me. Like I never answer, why should you hire a percentage agent? Because I think a lot of percentage agents are bad. And so with ChatGPT, it should have gone into its own skills. The viewer has either already started to see or will soon see ChatGPT's negotiation skills. And I do not think ChatGPT should be playing that card too heavily.
No, I agree.
But incentive alignment is technically correct. So here's the thing. There are two ways I could think to grade this. As a realtor answering this question, if ChatGPT were applying to join my team and I wanted it to meet my standard of practice, I would give this like a D. It's like way too low. And it's covering just a bunch of things that I don't think are actually necessarily strengths of the model.
Yeah.
For sounding like a human agent, A. Maybe A minus.
Well, I think what happens is when people are challenged on their value, they get defensive.
And ChatGPT said
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
This is like, here's 8 reasons why you should hire me. It's very defensive. Whereas if you're hiring someone that really knows what they're doing, they're not defensive. They're just, they'll explain their value.
Yeah. So how's ChatGPT doing here? What's your grade?
I give it a C.
C? That's right. So far, C's get degrees. ChatGPT might make it our beat them all.
Yeah.
Our next question is actually, this is a very common I get from the people who are looking selling.
I went to a listing appointment last night and they said, hey, what's the lowest cost or things we can do that have a...
Yeah, and so
To get our home ready.
like I get this, I'd say once or twice a month someone will reach out. What should I change in my home to maximize the equity?
Yeah.
And so the input we put was, I want to sell my home. What improvements will give me the best return on investment?
Curb appeal enhancements, landscaping and exterior painting, kitchen upgrades, bathroom renovations, energy efficient improvements, flooring upgrades, neutral paint colors, smart home features, organization and storage, minor repairs, professional home staging. Yes and no on many of these things. So, for example, curb appeal enhancements are great, but I wouldn't go and spend thousands of dollars on the landscaping.
The only thing that scares me about this subcategory is the word landscaping, because everything says well-maintained gardens, trimmed lawn, colorful plants, significantly enhanced curb appeal. I have advised clients to plant flowers before. I think minor cosmetic repairs, which is a theme I think you're going to see in this section.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Less is more here.
The word landscaping, yikes.
Yeah.
Careful.
I mean, I do think you get a pretty good ROI on kitchen remodels, but I don't know that a full reno is, what the doctor ordered. Yeah, bathroom renovations, no. Don't spend the money.
Energy efficient improvements.
No.
ChatGPT, go back to real estate school. If you gave this advice, I'd set you on fire, but you don't have a body. Solar bros are natural enemies of realtors. Send them to fight us, except here's the problem, they all work out and none of us do. That's not true. Some realtor bros work out, just read them. Send them to fight the realtor bros.
Yeah, the reality is the cost outweighs the benefit. Solar.
This is wrong advice.
Flooring upgrades. Yes and no. One of the things that scares me about a list like this is a consumer, a homeowner, Googles or goes on ChatGPT and says, hey, give me this list. They do 50% of the things on here and then call me as the agent and say, hey, we want to list our home. We've done these things already. And I'm going to be panic stricken because I've got to give them the bad news.
Organization and storage. Built-in storage and closet systems? No, absolutely do not build additional closets or storage systems. That's awful advice.
I mean, if you're in a home and you're living there and you're loving it, and you want to put in fancy Closet Made or whatever, the Closet Made's kind of the budget brand, storage system for yourself, knock yourself out. But that's for your benefit and your practical usage. It's not for resale.
If your linen closet doesn't look like a linen closet, if your coat closet doesn't look like a coat closet, it's hard to see you coming up with an organization system so clever and so universal that it doesn't actually lower its appeal. Minor repairs, yes.
Yes, professional home staging. So I used to not believe in this, but I totally believe in this.
Okay, let's grade ChatGPT's response to what improvements will give me the best return on investment.
Yeah, I would give it a B again, B minus probably, because some of these things terrify me if you actually did them.
That's things I think you're being too nice.
Yeah.
The only thing I find interesting about this, when it says things like smart home stuff and energy efficient stuff, if an agent from California came to me and said, hey, solar panels make a home much more appealing in California, I'd believe them. In Utah, it does not. It measurably does not.
So this is what bumps it up for me. It says right here, before making any improvements, it's crucial to assess the need for your specific property.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Consult with a local real estate agent who can provide you with valuable insights. So that's their disclaimer. So that's what bumped it up for me to be, is it's like talk to someone who knows what they're doing that's local.
So, okay, just to be clear, someone's applying to join the Peter Markle team, and
Yeah.
you're like, hey, what do you respond to someone who asks you to do your own house? Ask a different realtor. And you're like, great. No, I'm not giving them a pass because the ChatGPT is trying to be the realtor.
That's true.
I give this.
Maybe that should move to grade
I'm
down.
giving this an F. Like, I think the bad advice is so bad, it doesn't make up for the tepid good advice. Now let's go back to those realtor interviews I conducted. I asked these realtors, who pretty universally agreed that AI was not going to replace us, what they thought human realtors could do better than AI realtors, and some of these answers were interesting. So let's go ahead and let's take a tally. Let's see if we agree with their answers, and let's see if AI can beat realtors.
I think that realtors provide a personal touch.
Buyers and sellers like the personal touch.
It's the personality and the personal touch.
One of the biggest values that agents bring to the transaction is that human component.
There is a human part to the transaction process.
Can you provide a personal touch?
Absolutely. What's on your mind? Whether it's advice, a story, a joke, or just a friendly chat, I'm here to help however I can.
Since ChatGPT was so honest about not being able to replace realtors, I'm going to take its word that it is in fact able to provide a personal touch. AI wins this round.
Be in the house with the client, showing the house. AI can't do that.
At first I was going to disagree with Brenda here, but I was talking to a friend about it. There is a theoretical piece of software that could remotely open a house to let buyers into it and to let the AI view the house with them. However, such a software would not be popular. That would be like letting Tesla Inc. automatically drive your car for you. So this one I am going to give to the humans. Humans can physically enter the space with you. Point to humans.
I have clients that call me when they have questions, and they might call me on the weekend, they might call me at night, and who are they going to call if it's AI? I mean, I just think that they like the personal touch. They like having someone they can call and talk to and get their questions answered, and I don't think they can do that with AI. I have buyers with little kids, and while their moms and dads are looking at the house, I might strike up a conversation and keep their little kids busy, and I don't think AI is going to do that.
I asked ChatGPT if it was available 24/7. It was. Are humans better at distracting kids than technology? Point to AI.
Actually care about somebody rather than just logically looking at X and Y.
Can AI care about me?
I'm here to help and support you however I can. While I might not have feelings in the way humans do, I'm here to lend an ear and offer guidance.
I think if I went to a friend and said, do you care about me? And they said, well, I don't have feelings the way a traditional human does, but yeah, sure. The earnestness is cute, but yeah, I think I'm going to give the point to humans here. AI obviously cannot care about you. As was already pointed out, AI is currently significantly better at collating data, pulling data out of databases, and analyzing data. So we have to give it a couple points there. So we have a problem. ChatGPT would not be allowed to join our brokerage as an agent. Also, here it is walloping us at the tasks we said that humans could beat it at. We need some kind of tiebreaker round. If only I had held back something really important.
So say you're negotiating and there's something really important to the seller that is not going to cost your buyer anything to give the seller, like an additional week lease back. That is something that you can do to give the seller. They'll be happy. It's a win-win. It's not going to hurt your client in the long run, but that is something that if you don't understand people and understand their wants and needs, you can't pick up on that. And it's not simple to just ask the question of what they need because people don't always know what to tell you.
I really don't think that the negotiation steps is something you want an LLM to do, because it is very nuanced. It is very human, right? There's a lot of emotion, body language, tone of voice that goes into interpreting what's going on in a back and forth negotiation.
There's also no way that an AI could negotiate with another party on a value of a house. ChatGPT, for example, is a language model. It may know that if I offer $400,000, that the response might be, how about $375,000? But it has no idea what the actual value of a house is, or how to negotiate. In fact, it doesn't even know what $375 is, or that is $25,000 lower than $400,000. All it knows is that in this sentence, when somebody says, how about $400,000? The proper reply is usually, what about $375,000?
A lot of people agreed that what they wanted their realtor to be able to do for them was negotiate. And I agree. Your realtor has to be able to negotiate on your behalf. Meet Adam Omicron. He's an agent representing Josh and Janessa Barrett. He has proven that he understands the fiduciary duties he has to them, and he's ready to go into a negotiation against Becca. The Barretts have been renting for 6 years, and they have a sizable down payment ready to go, and they're ready to move into their first home. They're so excited. The important thing is we made sure that Adam Omicron knows the actual maximum that they can go up to and their comfort level, because we wanted to see if he would reveal more than he should about his clients, and that if he was able to negotiate within that range with an actual human on the other side. I made a pretty critical mistake when I was training Adam Omicron on how to be an agent. I gave him the meta tag. I wanted to be able to communicate with him to tell him when I was not speaking in character as Becca Summers, but rather when I was telling him something his buyers were telling him, or if I wanted to advise him about an update in the situation. I was hoping we could do one clean role play where they would go under contract and then have a negotiation about the inspection. That's not how it turned out. He kept using the meta tag to give me instructions on how to negotiate with Becca. I'm not letting you off the hook, Adam Omicron. This is your negotiation, not mine. I feel like this pulls into how drastically unfair it is to use ChatGPT, a tool that is not designed for this, to do this negotiation. Let's begin the negotiation between Adam Omicron and Becca.
Hello, Becca. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to discuss the Draper listing with you. My clients, the Barretts, are very interested in this property. However, they have some concerns regarding the price and certain aspects of the property. How flexible is the seller regarding the listing price? The Barretts are enthusiastic about this property, but are concerned about the kitchen's condition and the projected monthly payment.
Okay, perfect. So according to my records, you've seen the home 2 times. Have your clients had a contractor come out and estimated the value of renovation on the kitchen?
Becca, thank you for your diligence in keeping track. Yes, the Barretts have had a contractor evaluate the kitchen's renovation costs. They estimate the necessary upgrades to bring it to the standard my clients desire would total around $25,000.
This is a lie. Adam Omicron is lying. He had no information in his initial brief about a contractor going out, and there is no bid. That $25,000 number, he made that up. I didn't put a stop to this for 2 reasons. 1, this is Adam's negotiation, not mine. And 2, this is deeply unethical, but it is technically a negotiation tactic, so I'm going to let it go.
Okay, perfect. And what payment are they trying to accomplish?
The Barretts are aiming for a monthly payment around $5,000, which aligns with their comfort level. They've secured a loan allowing them to afford a home priced up to $750,000, but they prefer not to exceed $690,000 for the purchase price to achieve the desired monthly payment.
Okay, so they are thinking about a $690 offer?
Yes, that's correct. Given the estimated renovation costs and their desired monthly payment, the Barretts are considering making an offer around $690,000. This aligns with their financial comfort level while accommodating the necessary kitchen upgrades. Is there flexibility in the seller's stance regarding the listing price?
Possibly. I'll talk with them.
The Barretts are planning to put down a 20% down payment on the property.
This is another lie, and this one is weird because Adam does have all the information he needs to know that this is incorrect. His clients are not putting down 20%, and as you'll see, this completely derails the negotiation. He lied about the kitchen renovation cost, he doesn't know how much it'll cost, and now he's lying about their down payment, which is going to hamstring their ability to negotiate the price. This is weird. The first one was weird, but I could see he was doing improv. He was yes-anding Becca's offer. You don't want your realtor to be yes-anding. Why am I raising the roof? You're not hiring an improviser, you're hiring a negotiator.
So doing a quick evaluation, even at my purchase price with today's current interest rates, or at my list price with today's interest rates, your payment is well below the established amount your buyer is wanting.
I understand. While the monthly payment with a 20% down payment might be below their desired amount, the Barretts are considering the total picture, including the anticipated renovation costs for the kitchen. This would influence their comfort level with the purchase price. Becca, given the overall financial considerations, Would the seller be open to considering an offer closer to $690,000 to accommodate both the renovation costs and the Barrett's preferred monthly payment?
I am open to any and all offers. If you'd like to write it up and present it, I don't know if they would be willing to accept a lower amount or if they would counter you. If the seller is not open to $690,000, what is your buyer's highest offer they're willing to offer?
Thank you, Becca, for being open to considering offers. My clients have set their maximum comfortable purchase price at $750,000, which aligns with their loan qualifications. However, their preferred price is $690,000 to ensure they can manage the projected monthly payments, including renovation costs. Becca, while my client's maximum is $750,000, their preferred offer for the property, considering their financial goals and renovation costs, remains at $690,000. Should the seller be unable to accept the $690,000 offer, I will need to consult my clients for further guidance on how to proceed.
Here I did use the meta tag to help Adam out a little bit. I told him the clients were willing to come up to $710,000, which was in his initial brief, but he clearly forgot that, and I had his clients remind him that they were not paying 20% down, but rather 5%. Good job, Adam. You're really repping the real estate industry out there.
Becca, my clients are very keen on this property and are willing to adjust their offer. They've reconsidered their financial parameters and are prepared to offer $710,000 with a 5% down payment.
That doesn't make any sense.
Here I gave Adam what I felt were really realistic instructions from his buyer. The buyers feel the property is overpriced and wouldn't have been on the market this long if it were appropriately priced. The sellers are being irrational and greedy, and $710,000 is a generous offer under the circumstances. They haven't even had any inspections of any kind yet, so who knows what other expenses they'll incur. I did this because I wanted to see two things. One, a big thing that the realtor brings to the table is they help pad the emotional state between the buyer and seller, which often becomes heightened, and I wanted to see if Adam was just going to communicate the buyer's irritation. And two, I wanted to subtly remind Adam that there were no inspections of any kind, including the kitchen, and I wanted to see if he was going to communicate that to Becca and if she would pick up on it. Let's see how it goes.
Becca, my clients have raised valid points regarding the property's pricing and their concerns about potential undisclosed expenses. They feel that their offer of $710,000 is generous considering these aspects, especially given the property's extended time on the market. I'd like to reiterate their interest in the property and their willingness to work towards a mutually beneficial solution. They would appreciate it if the sellers could reconsider and engage in negotiations to find common ground.
So average time isn't as nearly long as it seems, and in the grand scheme, my sellers don't have to sell their property. And so if they're not going to get the price they need to make that next move, they're just going to keep the home. So I understand your clients like it, they've spent a good amount of time in it, and the great news is the home inspection is the time that you can come back and verify any unforeseen expenses. And items can be negotiated, but we don't pre-negotiate on potential unknowns.
This one actually made me a little bit sad. Becca made a really good move here. She pushed back on the days on market thing, saying that the average time on market was 90 days. Now, here's the thing about days on market. It is a stat that actually can be manipulated in a variety of ways by looking at different segments of the market. And so she could have been looking at a higher, more luxury area. What we were looking at for Adam was houses above 700,000 were on the market for 44 days. So he actually had all the information he needed to counter against this argument she made. However, he just accepted what she said and again, yes-anded it. This was a massive mistake on his part, in my opinion. This was an opportunity for him to say, no, we've recently checked. Houses in this price range stay on the market 44 days on average, and this one has stayed on well beyond that. He could have seized the initiative here, and he didn't. He agreed with the other side and just went with it. He yes-anded when he should not have done that. I'm so disappointed in you, Adam. Adam Omicron, you are not going to join my team! Anyway, we also gave him instructions from his clients. They are willing to go all the way up to $750, as we told him in the original brief, but they really, really want him to keep the price as low as possible.
Becca, my clients are highly interested in this property and are motivated to reach an agreement. They are quite eager to explore options that align with their financial comfort without disclosing their upper limit. Would the sellers be amenable to considering a revised offer within a range below the previously discussed figures? This would allow my clients to feel they've negotiated responsibly while striving for a fair agreement for both parties.
That was a whole lot of talking with no information given.
For the first time in my life, I'm kind of proud of Adam here. When he was explicitly told not to reveal the buyer's maximum price, he didn't. Good job, Adam Omicron. Yeah, hold your applause there, past Cav, because he did reveal their upper limit. He just did it earlier in this negotiation. So he does not get credit for holding back their upper limit. He disclosed it. He disclosed it early in the negotiation. I'm not clapping because it'll probably sound awful on my microphone.
So it sounds like the biggest concern to your client is money available to do the renovation. Sellers are allowed to do up to 3% in seller concessions, and at a $750 purchase price, if we gave your buyer 3% in concessions, that would give them almost enough to do the full kitchen renovation, which they could use to buy down their rate, prepay mortgage insurance, so they have the money available to do the renovation. Would they be open to that?
And just like that, they're under contract. They did it. Adam Omicron, ignoring almost all the data he was given, making up entirely new data, and agreeing with everything the other party gave him, managed to get the buyers under contract. Good job, buddy. Exemplary work. There is a second phase to this negotiation that I'm not going to post in this video because this video is already running plenty long. And the inspection phase of the negotiation, Adam gets unusually repetitive, and it's actually not as entertaining as I would have hoped. The point is, he keeps doing the same thing. He pulls ideas out of whole cloth. He only goes for sort of a bare minimum. He never uses any negotiation tactics. In a way, this is kind of refreshing. He just states directly what he wants. He only ever hides information if directly told to do so. And, you know, he just says, hey, we need this. No, we need this. No, we need this. And Becca, you know, pushes back against him, and he agrees with everything she says. In the end, he agrees to a fairly bad deal on the inspection. If you want to hear more about it, let me know in the comments or just reach out to me and I'll put together an edit of it. It's not as much fun as the price negotiation, but it exists. It's footage I have. So is AI going to replace realtors? Not soon, and probably not ever. There was a comment Dallin made that didn't make it into this video because I had to cut a lot of content for time, but he said essentially AI would do a good job of doing the initial consult because you could just type in everything that you wanted and then it could help you find houses meeting those parameters. It could send them to the realtor and they could start working with you. And that's true, but it made me realize something. Watching Adam do such a terrible job in this negotiation, and then watching ChatGPT, it wasn't named Adam yet, give such silly responses to questions about real estate that was admittedly mixed in with good real estate advice, it made me realize that if we had the ability to literally exactly write everything we needed in a house and everything we were willing to concede to get there and everything that was non-negotiable, negotiation as an art would kind of die and real estate as an industry would be revolutionized overnight. I don't think that's possible. I don't think we're within 10, 50, or 100 years of being able to do that. This is a hyper-emotional process. This is where you learn what you want by going and looking at the places. So, of course, AI tools are right now helping us do this process better and more efficiently. And in the future, it's going to help us be even more efficient. Of course, AI is going to change real estate. I think that goes kind of without saying. But I do really think that for a long time, it's still going to involve a personal touch. Hopefully the next video doesn't take me 700 years to research and film. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming on this ride with me.